And we're live. Excellent. Welcome back. We're going to talk about how your witchy business is an extension of your confidence. It represents the things that you think you are capable of because it's how you present yourself. Your business has come from you wanting to be able to make a livelihood out of your passion and out of your gifts. So when you discuss your gifts, when you present them, when you talk about them, when you share them with the world, when you show the world what you think of your gifts and your passion and your healing for the world, people are going to pick up on that and they're going to see how you think of yourself through those things. So if you don't think highly of yourself, or you're unsure of yourself, or you're not authentic, and you're not a little bit authoritative in a good way about your gifts and your offers, everybody's going to smell that and pick up on that and say, man, she's not sure about it. Well, damn it, neither am I. That's why they're going to keep right on moving. When you look at your business, I want you to go to your page, your social media page, your YouTube channel, your website, wherever the fuck it is that you put everything. And I want you to take a good hard look, clear your mind, however you want to do that. Take a good hard look at what you've written to describe everything, to describe yourself, to describe your business, to describe your services, what you do, to describe how you help people, to describe how your magic is different. I want you to go back and look at how you've said things, what you've written, what you say in your videos. Go look at that shit and tell me, if you were someone else who had never seen you before and never seen your page before, would you trust you with your healing? Would you trust the person you're looking at? Does the person you're looking at look like they know what the hell they're doing? Does the person you're looking at look like they believe in themselves and believe in their work and take pride in their work? Most of all, the most important question is, when you look at that person, you on your page, does that person look like they are operating at their highest, best self at that time, in that moment? Is that the best that they have to offer, to give energetically, image-wise? When they speak, are they using the best words that they can? Does that person look like they're operating in their highest vibe, in their most powerful self, in their most powerful level? Are they operating in that level now? When you look at their pictures and their stuff, yes or no? And that's your answer as to whether or not you need to make some improvements. Now, for you, if you're a perfectionist and you're hard on yourself no matter what, I want you to quit doing that for a second. And I want you to just act normal. I know it's hard. Heart goes out to you. But I want you to just act normal for a second and just act like a regular person, and then go look at your stuff and tell me if you have any trust towards somebody like that. Don't forget about the details in the background and the reels and shit like that. That doesn't matter. Like, see that right there where the books are missing right there? Do you know where they are? Up under the laptop to prop it up. Some people see that, they're probably gonna be like, oh, what happened to your books? Oh, I thought you were so important. I thought you were so obsessed with your books. I am, bitch. I'm using them to hold up the laptop and to put it higher. So see, but that doesn't have anything to do with what the fuck I'm teaching you. And that part doesn't matter. What I've said is what's important. What I've said is what you're going to remember, because it's my authority that's remembered. So when you judge yourself, which you should not be doing in a harsh way, don't ever do that. If I find out, I'm gonna spank you. And you see some dumb shit like that in your video or whatever, quit worrying about that. Don't do the perfectionist shit. Let's save that for later when you climb higher, okay? But for now, let's just be practical. So I want you to look at your page, look at your content, look at your stuff, and say, all right, would I trust this person? Is this person operating at their highest vibe that they could be operating at, that they could possibly be operating at? And are they unleashing their magic? Are they living in their magic? Are they using their magic in the most powerful way? Are they letting it really come out and seep into everything they do? Is this somebody who walk the walk when they talk the talk? Or do they just talk the talk, and barely at that? You know what I mean? Pay attention to what you do and go back and look at it from somebody else's point of view. If you're not able to do that, get someone that you trust who will be honest with you, not someone who doesn't want to piss you off. That's not going to work. Not someone who needs something from you. Okay. Pick someone who doesn't either doesn't really know you or doesn't have any reason to have to kiss your ass, and ask that person, "Hey, can you look at my page and just pretend like you're a client that's looking around and look at my stuff and just tell me what you think? Please don't be afraid to hurt my feelings. I need to know the truth so I can better myself. Can you go have a look and just let me know what you see and where I could use some improvements?" And as long as it's somebody that has their damn head screwed on right, and it's someone who you can whose opinion you can trust, somebody who's intelligent, somebody who's intuitive, and knows what to look for, or can do that for you in a loving, honest way, that I would absolutely ask that person's opinion and have them do that. And don't let it hurt you if they say something that isn't what you expect. Got to be open to it. But it's okay to get another opinion and say, you know what, maybe I need to look at that, and spend some time thinking about it, because that's it helps to get a different set of eyes on your stuff sometimes, just to be able to see it from someone else's point of view if you're not able to do it, and that's perfectly fine. So your business and the way that you talk in your reels and the way that you talk in the description of the reels, the stuff you do when you go live, if you do that, if you upload to Spotify like I do, all these videos and these new videos I'm doing, the old ones aren't going to be on there, but the new ones will be. Upload to Spotify. Are you saying the right things on there that people can listen to for 30 minutes? Are you speaking from your heart? Are you showing your highest self in everything that you do? It would be impossible to do it 24/7, and we know that. There's gonna be days where you don't feel like it. There's gonna be days where you're not totally intuitive. There's gonna be days where you're not totally in tune with what it is you want to do, and you may not have the energy for it. And that, if that's the case, I would skip it. If you're not, especially for me, I like to go live and do videos and do reels and shit and type shit up and post my stories and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that I do it when it feels right, when I'm feeling it in the moment, and I pop up and say, you know what, I gotta do that right now. I gotta do that video now. It's in my head now. I gotta do it now, now, now. And I fucking get dressed and I set up all my shit and I just sit down and do it. I have to, because it's right in that moment. It's ripe, and it's ready to be delivered. The message is ready to be delivered right then. So I gotta do it right then. So it's more natural that way. And of course, there's no fucking script. I don't If there's one thing I don't do, it's scripts. So, you're seeing everything as I'm channeling it naturally in the moment. And when you do things like that, you learn how to trust your authority. You learn how to trust your authenticity, so that when you do put your content out, no matter what it is, you really are speaking from your heart, and you really are speaking from your power, and you really are speaking from your intuition, and your gifts are coming through your words, just coming right out of your mouth in that moment. It's just happy. You're just on that frequency. The time is now. If you're in a moment where you can't do that, you're driving or you're with somebody or something, you can't do it, at least write it down. At least make a note of it so you don't forget, and then come back to it later and deal with it then. That's fine. I make notes constantly. I'll be in the car. Me and Rob will be in the car going somewhere or something, whatever. I don't know, anything. And I can't go live right then, obviously, but I'll make a note of it. And then I go back to it later and say, okay, now what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, that. What I want to say about that. And there's a lot of times when you can pretty much just like still get it out. But either way, when the moment is right, you'll be able to tap right into it. So trust your intuition, trust the timing of, at least when you get the idea, trust that timing and make a note of it if you can't get to it right then, and come back to it later, because and especially, and even if, let's say you get an idea like first thing in the morning, but you've got to go do something else and you're not really going to have time till like the afternoon. Make a note of it. And then throughout the day, you'll think of other details and shit to say. Make a note of that too. Write that shit down. Or if you have one of those things where you like record yourself saying it and then go back and listen to it later, then do that, whatever. But document shit that crosses your mind, because it's crossing your mind for a reason. And it's because it's a message that you need to get out. And it's a message you need to get out with your own twist on it, with your own spin, with your own flavor, with your own spice added to it. And people need it. Someone somewhere needs that healing. And Pikachu, I choose you. It happened. You got chosen to put that message out. So that's what you got to do in a reel or whatever you want to do. But the rest is just details. But when you go look at your business on your website or wherever, it's important to understand that every time you go look at your content, that you're putting out what you think you can do, and you're showing what you think you're capable of to all the people out there, and especially to your favorite client who is looking for you. When she finds you, she needs to see, for as much as I don't like to insist on people like worrying about what other people think or whatever, the client, the favorite client, yeah, but it's not a matter of pleasing her. It's a matter of showing her that you're the right one. And the only way to do that is to speak from your heart. My business coach works with her area of expertise is messaging. And she is an absolute fucking genius. And she doesn't need me to tell her that or say that. But she's an absolute fucking genius. My niche in that way, it is kind of messaging, but it's more so authenticity through messaging. So, because people don't talk about how to find your favorite client or how to speak from your heart to hers. People will always, you'll hear so many business coaches, and I'm not talking bad about her. This isn't something I mean, but I've had my fair share of business coaches over the years, my fair fucking share. And every damn one of them was like, no offense to them, but every damn one of them was like, yeah, Miranda, you got to speak to your ideal client. You got to speak to her. You got to speak to her. You got to speak to her. Blah, blah, blah. No one had the wherewithal or the presence of mind to explain how to do that. That's why I say, if you're going to speak to your favorite damn client, the person who's being told, you got to speak to your favorite client. You got to speak to your ideal client. You just got to do it, girl. You just got to do it. The person who's hearing that has not been told how to figure out who the fuck that is. That's why I get on here and say, and take it further and say, your favorite client that you want to attract is the old you who struggled like a motherfucker before she got her solution. And her solution, in an ideal world, if there was another one of her floating around somewhere, which there is, would be the offers that you have now that are so perfect for her. Your ideal client is old you. All you need to do is go back and talk to the old you and be like, what do you want the most? And she's going to tell you, and you're going to fucking write it down. That's who you need to be speaking to, because you know exactly how to handle that person. You know that person already. Because business coaches be like, oh, well, you got to talk to her like you already know her. You got to talk to her like you know what her problems are. Well, how do you do that? How do you do that? It's you. It's you. It's the old you. See, no one has said that. Everybody else is talking about is saying all the same shit, but no one wants to do the deep dive and say, okay, because they don't have any damn, I don't know, maybe they're not reading psychology stuff the way I do. Like I have, like, okay. So it's just, I like to fucking learn. And if you want to learn how to talk to people, you got to understand where they're coming from. And the other thing you have to understand is that we are all, number one, on this planet together, trying to figure it out together. and we are all reflecting each other one way or another, whether we like it or not. If you get down to it, different people have different problems they're dealing with every day, different reactions to things, blah blah. But psychology wise, if you get down to the fine details, people do the dumb shit they do because they're coming from fear. We all have it. Everything that is alive has fear. And you can tell because if you try to kill a bug or a person, they're both going to try to run. Why? Self-preservation. Why? Because they're afraid of dying. You might get some weirdo that just sits there and looks at you, maybe. But I mean, for the most part, people try to preserve themselves if someone's about to kill them. So, it's safe to assume we're all coming from kind of the same place. So, if you want to have authority in your work and have your business really be an extension of yourself, you need to know who the hell you're talking to. And your favorite client is your old self. You already know who she is. And it's not because you've got to sit there and spend 30 minutes to come up with it. It's just speak to the old you who could have really used the offers and the services and the gifts that you have now, that you have learned that the present you has learned how to come into and actually fucking benefit from yourself and benefit to give benefit to others and bless others with, because it is a blessing. And sometimes it can be difficult. How sometimes doing charging people up with Reiki can make you tired and stuff like that. I understand. I know that. And so sometimes it is, it is kind of hard. I know that. But that's when you got to learn how to, do a little bit of business stuff, and then the rest of the day needs to be all about you and time for you, because everyone knows, you can't be doing any kind of magical stuff for anybody if you're fucking exhausted and frazzled and pissed off and tired and everything else. It's not going to work. We know that. So look at your page, look at your website, whatever, and see your stuff and say, okay, would I trust that person? Is that person operating at their highest power? Is this person putting out their unique authority and their unique authenticity in their work? Is this person fearless? It's another question you need to ask yourself. Is this person fearless when you look at your content? And you didn't know yourself, is she fearless? Why or why not? So there's a lot of psychology people, and this is another thing business coaches always talk about. Oh, this is fine, but business coaches will say, oh, you got to know buyer psychology. You got to know buyer psychology of the buyer. Oh, yeah. But that's not going to work unless you know your psychology and why you're doing something. People will say, well, the client or your audience or whatever, when they look at you, they have you in the friend zone because your messaging is wrong, or you're not confident or something like that. So you need to learn how to say what sounds confident, or you need to learn to tweak your messaging. Well, yes, but how? And that's when you need to go inside and really look at yourself and say, okay, why am I not being honest about my offers? Why am I not being honest about my services? Why am I not being honest about my magic? What am I afraid of saying? What am I afraid of doing? What am I afraid of being seen doing or saying? What is it? Where's my fear? And as soon as you can get past your own damn fear about whatever it is that's holding you back that you think is going to be unacceptable or whatever the fuck, you can put all that shit aside. Leave that for somebody else who wants to operate from fear. Let that be somebody else's problem. Your focus needs to be, how the fuck do I show these people that I'm a badass motherfucker that knows what I'm talking about? And my magic is not the fuck like anyone else's. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do it my way. My way is special because it's my way, and everybody else can just go do whatever they want. I'm not worried about it. I'm not even worried. And that needs to be your vibe. This other shit's for the birds. So when you present your magic and when you present your vibe and your power and your impact and your authority and your authenticity, all those things about you need to be hardcore real. And that is going to come from understanding that there's going to be people, a lot of things. One, there's going to be people who don't like you no matter what. Don't give a fuck. I don't even care. I don't care. If you call me right now, it's like, Miranda, so it says, doesn't she commented on my reel and she said that it sucked. And blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Not because I don't care about you, but I don't care about her. I don't care what she says. I don't give a fuck. A lot of times, especially on YouTube, and on TikTok too, these dudes make a lot of time now. I guess they're not working anymore. I don't know what men are doing anymore. I don't pay attention to it for the most part, but a lot of them, like, they just don't have shit to do, so they'll go online and talk shit to women who are just like doing their own thing. And there have been lots of times, like over the past several years, when I've been online doing business shit like this, and they'll just get in the comments and say, "Oh, this is dumb," because they don't have a fucking life. And they would rather spend their time trying to insult strange women, which their ancestors would beat their asses for, because they would ask them why they were lowering themselves to such a degree. So there's they'd be made to pay for that if things were different. But there's always going to be shit like that going on, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like I said before, this world is too damn big to be worried about what somebody else is doing or saying. It doesn't matter. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their magic. Everyone's got their specific thing. But your business has got to be, and is, whether you like it or not, an extension of what you think of yourself and your magic and your offers. Go look at your page and see if the person you're looking at truly believes in themselves, and believes in what they're offering. Does that person believe themselves? And does that person believe in their own power? And is that person showing their true power in every single thing they say? And when you get on there and say shit in your stories and your reels and your descriptions, caption, whatever, you need to be coming from your heart, and you need to be coming at your audience and talking to them like the badass motherfucker you are, and your whole business pretty much needs to reflect that. Which is why you need to take your damn time when you write shit or when you're saying something. Think about it ahead of time. If you're doing like a talking thing where you're just going to do a reel where it's just you speaking or whatever, that's fine. Those are good. But think about it. My advice would be, if you struggle with like thinking of things in the moment or whatever, which a lot of times I do for short reels, for like on TikTok, that, oh my god, that was so hard to do. Like years ago, I was trying to do like talking reels real quick on TikTok, and that was so hard because I'm not good at cramming my message into 60 seconds or 30 seconds. I'm not good at that. I have to have a long time, like these lives, 23 minutes. I have to have a long time to really discuss and unfurl my idea and hit all the different points and topics and hot spots, and everything. I got to have a lot of time to explore the whole fucking thing, and all the branches of it. So my videos are like 20 fucking minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes a piece, because that's what I'm good at. So but if you're, regardless of what you're good at, as long as you get on there and speak from your heart, your authenticity and your authority is going to be unmatched, because there's a lot of, like I said there in the last video, there's a lot of fucking fakes out there who aren't doing that and would never be able to do it. You just need to get out of your own way and let yourself do it. So when you go back, you do that for a few weeks, and you can go back and look at your fucking page and say, this is a real motherfucker right here. And it'll be your fucking content. It's your shit. A meme that I came up with a while back that I'm probably going to repost because I think it's funny is where I said, sometimes I just look at my own page to see what a real motherfucker be talking about. And that's the truth. That is the truth. I didn't realize that. Like, I went back and looked at some old stuff I had posted, and I was like, damn, I'm good. Yeah, that's real fucking good. Repost that shit, just because I have to, because I made a good point. And if you go back and look at my older stuff, I still spoke from the heart. I still did, and people like that shit. They respond to that. So my business, regardless of what my genre or my niche is, I'm still speaking from the heart. I'm still showing authority because of that. And I'm still showing people that I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe in my magic, and I believe in my business. and therefore believe in my client and believe in my results that I offer. And that what I'm doing is gonna fucking work because it does. Because when I speak in memes or reels or lives or whatever the fuck it is, I'm to the point. Short, sweet, to the point. Boom. Done. End of. And that's it. So take time to think about what you want to say. If you're not, like I say, going back to I digress a fucking lot. Going back to the thing I said earlier, if you're not good at delivering a real quick message, like real fast in a short reel or whatever, like a TikTok thing, don't feel bad. I'm not good at that either. I was only able to do a little bit of that because I can't do that. Think about what you want to say. Think about it for a while. Write down a couple of sentences of what you want to say, and then go do something else. Go clean or something, or go eat, or go for a walk. Watch your favorite TV show for a little bit. Something to unplug from work and let your brain do something else. Let it refresh a little bit, or calm down, whatever, and then come back to that where you've written it down and read those sentences again and say, okay, is that still what I want to say? Let your brain have a break and then come back to it. If that's what you need to do, fine. But think long and hard, because I used to, on my old website, I used to just like write shit down and be like, okay, here's the message. Here's my offer. Here's the, whatever Reiki service, whatever it was, whatever that I was typing about, crystal ball shit, whatever, and I'd be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is blah, 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 blah. And I would post it and be like, okay, here's the service, and publish the web page or whatever. And I don't know the times. I don't know the times that I would go back and look at my website and just be like, I don't like this. It's not what I want to say. And I would go back and change shit all the time, constantly update it, constantly. Like that took a lot of my time updating shit and refreshing stuff and tweaking it and trying to make it sound better and trying to make it sound more enticing. And the reason I did that is because the first time I put that information out there, I wasn't speaking from my heart. I was just kind of like trying to say whatever just to get it done, because it was like a chore. I was treating it like a chore instead of treating it like an extension of me, like a representative of me. Now I don't have that fucking problem. You go look at my website now, therichwitch.com. There, the link's in the description. You go look at my website now. I don't have to go back and check that thing every 3 days to see if I've said what I want to say. Bull. Now I put that whole website together in one night. I put the whole website together in one night. My man's witnessed the whole thing. So you can ask him. I sat here one night and it was like 2 in the morning when I finally fucking finished, because I was determined to get it out. But I still took my sweet ass time. I took my time with the photographs I uploaded. I took my time with my messaging on there. I took my time conjuring up in my mind the image of authority that I wanted to put out there, authenticity. The main thing about my website, when you go and read it, is that I'm authentic as a motherfucker. Everything on there where I've said anything, it sounds exactly like me and is exactly what I would say to anybody. It's purely me through and through. It is an extension of me, period. That when you go to my website and scroll down, that first picture you see of me like this, that's me. That is me. That I had to take that picture for a flyer for a belly dance event that I was in like a year or two ago. I think about a year ago. It was a fundraiser for this sweet lady, one of our belly dancer sisters. So that was a flyer I took, but that attitude in that picture, that's me, purely. So the bits and pieces that you see on your website or your page, whatever, need to be a real and true extension of your highest power and your most powerful punch that you can deliver, of your vibe and your power and your magic and what you can do and what you're capable of. If it's anything short of that, it's not going to be the same. You'll go back and look at it and be like, you know what, I don't like this. I want to change this. Why do I always want to update my website? Why do I always want to change what I've written on there? I don't like the colors. I don't like this picture. Why did I choose that? And let's find something else. That you're not coming from your heart from the get go. You need to come from your heart from the get go, from the beginning. And you need to, if you need to take time, if it takes you 3 days, 4 days, a week to perfect your website and perfect everything on there before you publish it, then so be it. Because at least you're reading it over and over again. You're saying, no, I'm not sure about that. That's not what I want to say. What do I want to say? This. And you change it. Fine. Do all that 10 times before you publish it if you want, because you take time to think about what your real message is and what your highest version of you would want to say. In fact, let's go look at it right now. Hell, therichwitch.com. Yeah, I'm just gonna read you that. I'm just gonna read you this. This is authenticity. This is an example of authenticity. This is why your messaging is going to make or break your business, because you have to be real with yourself and you have to be real with the person you're speaking to. This shit about being the baddest bitch in the land and still dragging yourself into some goofy job, clocking in and hanging your head just to make not enough money and be told when to sleep, eat, and shit. Nah, that's for the birds. You see, that's me. I talk like that all the time. There's nothing fake there. There's no facade. There's no mask. There's no nothing. It's just that's it. Making bank in the solitude, privacy, and peace of your home is the way of the future for us witches. In no time, you could be sitting there watching the 1979 Nosferatu with Stripe notifications doing the dance all over your phone because you know how to build a stable, consistent online system that lets you be your truest, witchiest self 24/7 without having another damn boss ever again. Now, 1979 Nosferatu. I want to say something about that. My favorite scene in that movie, favorite scene in that movie is when he's at the table and he cuts his finger with the bread knife. And I swear to God, Nosferatu. Hang on, I got it. This is the best part. It's like this. And he sees his finger cut and he's like, oh, yeah, let me get that. It's an old remedy. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like trying to get the blood off his thumb or whatever. And the dude's like, oh, no, really, I'm okay. And he's like, well, all right. Okay. Like, it's like launches at him. The first time I saw that, I was laughing so hard I was crying. He's like, nah, fucking. And just like, because he couldn't take it, and I was crying rivers the first time I saw that. So that's why I mentioned that movie, because it's funny. All right. Anyway, sorry. Back to the thing. This is the realm for the independent witch who knows she's supposed to be in charge of it all. And I know that's you because it's also me. And as we know, like attracts like. What I've created here is a realm where witchy and spiritualist people of all kinds can work from home, make dough online, work when they want to work, and certainly eat shit and sleep whenever they want. Enter my world and you'll be doing just like me. Chilling in your respective crib, drinking vampire wine and listening to harpsichord on Spotify, which I fucking do all the time, with the dog, all while PayPal stacks up without you even noticing because you're used to it. And not one employee was clocked in except for your accountant. The reason you haven't made it yet is because you're not being authentic in your messaging. You're still getting people who like to ask a bunch of questions, but they aren't buying anything because you're not speaking authentically to your dream client. And now you're sitting there entertaining BS messages when you need to speak clearly from your heart and just say link in bio and let the games begin. And and then that last part says, it's time to push. It's time to push yourself. Time to push your message. Time to push your goods, your services, your spells, your items, your readings. Push it all. And you communicate clearly so your dream clients will say, I need this witch and I need her now. Being your authentic self and your messaging is your key that unlocks everything you've had and you've had it in your hands the whole time. So let's get you started on your rich witch adventure so you can dress up like Lilith and go to goth night because you won't be standing behind a register at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night for $10 an hour. Fuck all that. We're here to be the ultimate boss witch and get rich in the process. Enter the realm, stay real, get rich, be the boss. Okay. So, and then it goes down to my little fucking offers and shit. And I've got three main ones I have. And then I've got actually a free PDF on there that I forgot I even made. I always forget about that. I don't know. But so there's that. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, I talk a little bit about my life, like um things I went through that pushed me to be more and more independent and pushed me to understand that I was going to have to be in charge of myself because clearly no one else can handle that responsibility. So I can't trust anybody being my overlord because that has been mishandled grossly over the years of my life. And I explain that here, and I just have like some old pictures of me or whatever from different times of my life. Me and Rob, of course, at Saturn in Birmingham, if you know what I'm talking about. Midnight Effect, see you there. And then just reviews from various people. And then at the bottom, the contact me thing, and it shows a little map of Pill City. It's not going to show you my house because I'm not going to fucking put that on there. And then at the bottom is going to be terms of use and privacy policy. So, and that's it. But you get the idea. Like to speak clearly and authentically, from the bottom of your heart to your client's heart is going to be the way to go. And so your business and everything that you say on your website and in your content and everything else, it has to be a true reflection of you operating as a badass and nothing less, because you are one and you need to go ahead and act like it. And if no one's given you the green light yet, you need to give it to yourself. But I mean, we'll just do it this way. I'm giving you the green light now. So go be a badass. Go show them your authenticity and your authority. Go show them that no one has magic like you do. And that's it. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.